You said you want me to take it, Chris?
Yeah, did that do everything right? Because I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, it showed up. We're good. We're ready to go. Hey, everybody, what's going
All right.
on? This is Pickin and Grinnin live from the barn. This was supposed to be the episode where we kicked Chris off of his own show, but he somehow weaseled his way in the back door anyway. But we have with us tonight none other than Chris, Buck Mountain Barn. Down below me is Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sail. And in the other corner, you have the inimitable Mike Metco and the Rise and Shine biscuit behind one, Archie Biscuit Butt. What's going on, guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Doing good. So, did y'all you're in Vegas. Did you just wake up?
No. As I texted to you earlier, Brad texted me, said, "Look, I was going to call you and let you know that we were go for tonight, but we were afraid that you'd still be sleeping." I said, "Well, first of all, it's Vegas. Second of all, I'm hanging out with my buddy Archie here, so sleep is not part of the equation." Actually, we did take a little bit of a nap about a half.
I was going to say, come on, we didn't wake up from what you're trying to make it sound like because we're in Vegas and we're just waking up for the day. But I just turned 50. He's 69.
69.
We take naps now. So
No,
I took a nap down here.
You guys take naps
What's that?
together? Do you guys take naps
No,
together?
don't tell Roman that.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell Roman that.
The way you said it, I was just, just asking.
Yeah. I thought maybe since because it was earlier this morning. It was pretty early when Mike texted me, and it's like, I thought he would have been in bed, being out on Vegas time, but he had just come in from the night's what it sounded like, and so they were. I figured you were going to take a nap then.
Yeah, I take a nap every day too, guys. So I'm right there with
I
you.
took a nap today for 2 hours.
So tell us what's going on. When did you get into Vegas, Mike?
I got in yesterday about about 6:00 local time, and we hit the ground running. Archie picked
4
me
o'clock.
up. 4 o'clock.
He's always going to be behind.
Yeah, I'm
like
always
3 hours
behind. And Archie picked me up at the airport, and we went and met John and Jenna, the flippin' ain't easy couple.
Nice.
And we had dinner, and we hung out there and just caught up a little bit. Had a nice dinner at Outback where Archie used to manage. And I was a little tired because I was up from 6 a.m., New York time, and as you add 3 hours to make the transition. So by the time I hit the ground in Vegas, I was tired. But I don't like to really kind of like, rain on anybody's party. So we toughed it out and ate dinner and talked for another hour or so after we ate. And then we got back to Archie's house. I said, "Look, I'm sorry, man. I know we love to like just chat away the evening, but I'm really tired. I'm going to probably just turn in like 20 minutes." What was it, 3 hours later?
Yeah.
3 hours later.
Typical.
We ended
Catching
up.
up.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Vegas. You gotta partake of the nightlife there in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So
I figured I'll do some catching up sleep when I get back home.
Gotcha. So you're one of our new old friends, Mike. We just now have the opportunity to meet Archie. It's the first time I've had to meet Archie. You're the infamous Biscuit Butt. I've heard your name kind of like Mike. I told Mike when he came on the first time, it's like that's one of those names that's been bandied around quite a bit. Mike Camporelli, Mike Medco. And then Biscuit Butt's one of those other ones. But you actually have a YouTube channel, right, Archie? You hadn't done much on it in a while, right?
I don't do any content anymore. I mean, it's just not my thing.
Gotcha.
I tried it, had fun with it, time, but just not my thing. But it's funny because like 2-3 years ago, Biscuit Butt was kind of one of those unique, kind of like shock jock names, and then now you got all these awesome names like Fart Sack Jack, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of. You got names that are far better than me now.
The not doing YouTube, I guess, it is just like I said, it just wasn't your thing. You just you'd rather spend your time doing other things, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I even tried a podcast for a while, and I love the guys that I did the podcast with. But I mean, you know what? The ultimate goal is I got to run a business, a reselling business, and it's just for me, those things were kind of just getting in the way, and it was just hindering me from accomplishing some of my goals.
Yeah, actually,
which I'm still struggling with.
Gotcha. I think we got one of your old bandmates in the chat here tonight, Mr. Alex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
so what are you going to do for? You're going to be out there for what? Over a week, Mike? Like a week and a half, something like that.
No, I'm here for 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm here for 2 weeks. I always come in a little early. We plan a lot of crap load of stuff to do. We're going to do like some. We're doing some live shows throughout the week. We're doing Did and Threads and First Class Treasures and maybe a whatnot, show or two. And then we're going to go to a lot of the we hit the bins. We hit the ground running today. We went to like 3 or 4 Goodwills. We went to the Goodwill bins. We went to Salvation Army, to do some sourcing. So I like, and plus I have like a lot of my friends here in Vegas. I've been coming to Vegas for these meetups for like 4 years now, and I know all of the resellers in Vegas, and I miss these guys and girls when I'm not here. So I'm really here specifically for the Boss Resell Remix, which is going to be next Monday through Thursday. But in the meantime, I come like a week earlier to get myself set up and established, and then we'll do the meetup Monday and Thursday, and then I'll have that following weekend to do some more of the same. Do some more sourcing. I want to go to Broadacres and hang out with Art of Resell because he's got a booth there, and hang out with Sunny Las Vegas and Mikey Bags of Money. Carrie, American Arbitrage, and Lady Dawn who used to live in Vegas, are returning because they're going to be speakers at the Boss event. So get to see them, and Rod Pickin and Punchin is coming in tomorrow. We're picking him up at the airport.
Yeah.
So it's just like a grand old time with all
Rockstar Flipper.
Rockstar Flipper is coming, yeah. And we got actually Tech and Sports is going to be a featured speaker.
Wait, you got confirmation?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Tech's going to be one of the speakers. It's a great if I could just pitch the Boss. I mean, that's really kind of my job these days. I'm the meetup guy. So if I could just pitch the event a little bit,
Yeah.
it really is good. I mean, as far as informational content, I think it's like the best. It's the best meetup. And as far as for having fun, it's up there as well. We do a lot of fun things. The Boss meetup is more of a conference type of meetup. It's like 4 days, which 3 of those days are like conferences. Speakers like Katie and Vicky, who live here in Vegas, are the hosts, along with Teresa Cox, and they put up a great event, and there's like over 20 speakers on all different topics. It's like not just eBay, it's not just Poshmark. Oh, there we go, make another sale. Good ching.
Show off.
There we go.
And you know,
Now it's
you
now it's
learn
a
a lot.
reseller. Now it's a reseller podcast. There we go.
Now it's a reseller podcast. Bring it back to the reality, right? So so they're gonna have like over 20 speakers on a lot of different topics. How to wholesale reselling, live reselling, creating a brand. I mean, some pretty unique topics that aren't necessarily picked up in some of the other meetups, and it's held at a great place, the Blind Center of Nevada. Uh, Anyone who's in Vegas for whatever reason, take the opportunity to go check that place out. It's really awesome. It's owned and operated by sight impaired and blind people, and they run it. And they do all the cooking. They do all the housekeeping. They have an occupational therapy program for non-sighted people. They have buses coming in and out, bringing the blind people in and out all day, and they get them jobs, and it's just great. And what they do is they got a great space for hosting. Any kind of they do rent it out to different organizations for events, and we have our meetup there every year. It's a great spot. Really is nice. So so that's Monday through Thursday, and then we're gonna do a lot of other stuff, before and after that as well. So pretty busy. I mean, for being here 14 days, I literally had to sit down last night and say, Archie, we got to like put a pen to paper and start writing all this stuff down and scheduling. And I hate to be like so like official and so business like when it's like kind of like just really a vacation. But if we don't do this, it's going to get away from us. I mean, we already had like 2 or 3 conflicts with some of the live auctions that we're going to be running the next couple of days. But we're working it out. So a lot of fun. Pretty
Cool.
busy.
Cool.
It was
Well, I
full of
got
activity.
I got all kinds of questions about different things connected to that. But before we do that, we got we'll kind of hit the chat here a little bit. We got Mary. What's up, Mary? That's your partner in crime, right?
I'm ready.
Harry,
We got
my
Miss
girl.
Jenna. We got Miss Jenna. Mrs. Flippin' ain't easy. She's here. I see Teresa's in the chat. Hey Teresa. Me and Teresa's best friends. She dropped my name. She dropped my name in their video a couple times today, so I don't know how to say this, but I'm kind of a big deal. We have
You are.
Alex is in the chat.
Hi, Pink.
Alex, there's your former partner in crime, Archie. My favorite. Sorry, everybody else. I got to do this one. She's my favorite. We got the international woman of mystery, Miss Ping G, is in the chat. Good to see you here, Ping. We got none other than the Wolf Man himself. Chad's in the chat. Hey, Chad, what's going on? Got to get you on too. Let's see here.
Great dude. Great dude.
We have Chris
That is the
Book
best.
Mountain Barnes in the chat. Look at this. He decided to show up.
Maybe one day
tonight.
we'll meet him.
Yeah,
You got to have him on something.
Yeah, have him on. I heard he's a good guy.
I think.
Yeah, you got to have that guy on sometime.
If he shows up,
Teresa from Grand.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, go ahead.
Chris, you were on. I was lurking the other day when you were on Scott's Bearded Pickers live on Friday.
Yeah.
Did you see my comment? Because I guess you were driving and it was all black around you. All you could see was your head, and it looked like you were literally, your head was just floating.
Man, it was horrible. But I couldn't read anything because I was doing it on my phone, and I was coming over the mountain, so I was cutting in and out. And then when I thought I had it, I'd rejoin, and then it'd cut me out. It was just crazy. I was in the middle of a town where normally you have really, really good service. After I crossed the mountain, I couldn't even get service. It was nuts. So I eventually turned it off. I couldn't see any chat or anything.
Well, that's Chris,
Yeah.
the disembodied head floating around somewhere in South Carolina and Georgia.
It probably did look weird.
Teresa asks, is Chris the only one here that sells on Whatnot? Archie, do you sell on Whatnot? Or
I've done 2 shows.
Done 2 shows.
But I've crossed over to the district. We actually have we were told we are obligated to say this, but we do have tomorrow night a show on district or Dibbed It Threads. So we got some clothing items. So
I wouldn't mind.
Check out.
I want to tell you. So I'm part of those marketplaces too, and I would love to do lives over there, but I don't. So
Chris is the garbage pail card king over on Whatnot. So
right. So I do Garbage Pail Kid breaks over on Whatnot, and that's something that with the immediate payout on Whatnot, that's what I got to have when I do that. So as soon as I finish a show, I reorder cards that day, so I'll get them in 2 days so I can run another show. But like tomorrow morning, I'm doing a hat show, nothing but hats on Whatnot at 9 a.m. And I'm doing it on Whatnot for the simple fact is that it's the immediate payout. That's a benefit to me that District does not have yet. And once that gets solved, I will more than likely move everything I do on Whatnot over to District because I do like that platform.
they do have it. It's the same because Whatnot you have to sell 1,000 items, right?
yeah.
Yes.
It's the same thing. District is the same. Once you sell 1,000 items, they'll unlock the immediate payment.
So they finally fixed that then.
Yep.
You sell
Okay,
primarily
so
on you sell primarily on eBay, Archie?
Yeah, and local. I do a lot of storage units, so obviously some big items I'll sell local, but mostly eBay. But I've been the last 2 weeks I've been doing the live selling, and I've just been enjoying it because the problem is when you get storage units, 50% right off the bat is trash. It's immediately going to the dump. Then you've got probably about 15% that is like your higher ticketed items that you're going to want to immediately put on eBay. And then that other, let me do the math, 35% is really just like your lower price items that I just don't have fun listing on eBay because they're only like $10, $15. So I would always just kind of throw them in the corner and wait for a garage sale because I would do a garage sale twice a year. Now with this live, these live selling platforms, this is how I'm going to unload it now. Now I don't have to worry about them sitting in a corner for 6 months before I have a garage sale. And I mean, to be honest with you, like clothing, I get a lot of clothing from storage units and they just pile up and they go for like a quarter a piece is what I wind up selling them for at garage sales. Now I'm getting 2, 3, 4, sometimes even $8 on clothes. So I've definitely have rethought the way that I'm going to be doing my reselling business now. And I'm going to cater it more towards probably live selling.
Nice. I need you to be 100% honest here, though. Mike sounds kind of like he sounds a little bit like a wise guy, if you know what I mean, right? Wise guy. Did Kevin send his enforcer out to Vegas to get you on board with the dibbed it thing?
Well, what happened was when he sent his enforcers to Vegas, I got my guy Vinny to meet up with his enforcer. So they kind of worked it out behind closed doors.
No, he's saying you're Kevin's enforcer coming to me.
Oh, I'm Kevin's enforcer, yeah.
Nice.
No, it's a running joke that I'm connected with the mob, having a last name like Camparelli. But no, I'm just law abiding.
It was funny though because I think I hurt Kevin's feelings a little bit because my very first show I did it on J Riders. Jake.
Oh yeah, First Class Treasures.
Did really well. So then I get a text from Kevin. You better come over here. I was like, all
right. He's got to get his piece of the pie, Good for Kevin. Hey, Leroy, you've been quiet this week, brother. Not just on the show, but just in general. What have you been doing?
I got a new toy.
You got a new phone?
Yeah.
Did you get it just for like picture taking and stuff, or yeah? Cool.
So trying to figure it out is I am a computer guy, so totally everything goes on the computer. So I'm still not 100%. Like I still got to do 10% on my laptop, but I can do most of them and push them live, and then go back to the warehouse tomorrow. Well, actually, I got the computer in front of me. But go back to the warehouse tomorrow and then just touch up a few things. So trying to figure it out is, I'm sorry I'm being rude. I'm excited because I've never listed on a phone. So, So for me to list on a phone is, more than two items. The cameras are so much better.
Yeah. I'd be interested in the chat, kind of let us know how you guys list. We kind of do a hybrid model. We probably, have like drafts going on the computer and take pictures with the phone and just drop them into the draft, straight from the phone. And then whenever we're ready to go live, we pop them back open and list them from there. What do you guys do? Archie, Mike? Chat?
I use my phone. I use my phone pretty much primarily because the phone is pretty adequate for like 99% of what you need to do the list. But if there are some advanced features that you can only do on your computer, your laptop.
Yeah, I have templates. I got templates on my computer for my descriptions. So I just push a button on that, and I could probably get that over on this. I just got to figure it out. And the other thing I can't find is how to put my SKU numbers in on the phone.
I feel like I have to. I feel like I'm just faster on the computer, but that's just me. But that's
Leroy, I'll tell you. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'll tell you how to do it.
Sure.
If you go into your recommended. Here, hold on. Let me act like I'm doing one real quick.
Hold on. Let me get to where I want to be too. Okay, is that okay, guys?
Because everybody has issues. You have to scroll all the way down to find it. Sorry, guys. Is it cool if I tell them real quick?
Yeah, it's good. Tonight we're actually going to be a real reseller podcast, and we're going to have some real solid information from you. We had to import it from Vegas, but we're going to have it. So go ahead.
But to answer your question, I actually Okay, let me tell him real quick. So go to item specifics
Hold on.
and just scroll all the way down. It should be the very last. It says
Hold
custom
on.
SKU.
I'm still. Hold on. I'm bad. I apologize. See, this is messing me up. Yeah. All right. So I go to item specifics, and it's on the bottom of item specifics.
Scroll all the way down. You might even have to hit see more,
Okay.
depending on your phone.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
You find it?
I ran into a little issue.
Okay.
So
But Brad, to answer your question, I do everything from my phone. I don't use my computer for any listing. As a matter of fact, I take pictures from inside the actual eBay app. So when you go in to put
Oh,
your
yeah.
pictures,
yeah,
I actually take the picture,
that's
and then
what
I
I've been
use the
doing.
AI only for dude. It cuts out so much time because now I don't have to, because I have a Google Pixel phone, and it doesn't automatically take the pictures in the one by one, which is what eBay wants. So the very first picture I take it, then I use the AI and I put in a background, and all the rest I don't care. I just take them however, just to make sure. And I'm telling you, I cut down my listing so much from just using the phone inside the app
Now,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
or the camera.
What do you mean AI backgrounds?
Well, so when you are like editing your photos inside the eBay app, there's an option for AI background.
Oh, okay. And that's not like a.
But I only do it.
You do the first one.
No, everybody gets it. Yeah, everybody gets it.
Okay.
Yeah, I only do it on the very first one just to make it look nicer. Because you can put either a white background, but I always choose like a forest or a beach background depending on what I have, and the pictures pop.
So I said it's because I feel faster on the computer, but I'm going to actually give you the real reason why I haven't used the phone before. I'm going to let you guys see something you've never seen before because I've had to start using these the last couple of weeks.
Oh no.
There we go. Had to get me some readers. I've reached that age where I had to get some readers to see things up close now.
Welcome to my world, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Welcome
Teresa had said in the chat that she sets her phone so it only takes 1-to-1 ratio pictures. So I don't know. I hope everybody's using that as a that setting on their phones. You said you use the Google what? Google Pixel?
I have a Google Pixel phone,
Yeah. Does it
so
allow
it
you?
does not.
It doesn't
It
allow you
doesn't
to
even
set.
like. Nope.
Okay.
You
So
can
there is a
only edit
setting.
it.
Right. By the way, if y'all see us going over the top of each other a little bit, there's a little bit of a lag. So we're not none of us are trying to be rude. We're just we're just working with it. But yeah, if you've got an Apple, there's a setting where you can use the last setting you used, and if you just have it on 1-to-1, it'll just always open on 1-to-1. So take pictures 1-to-1 ratio. So you don't have to do. You can kind of cut down on some editing time there too. Yeah. What about templates, Archie? Do you use templates, and can you use those within the iPhone or within the phone or within the app?
I don't use them, so I don't even know if you can use them.
Okay.
I think they're only specific to maybe the using it on the PC. I don't know. John with Flipping Ain't Easy. He could probably answer it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the. He was.
Yeah. So we got a few more folks in the chat now. We got Roman Adventures in the chat. We got I'm a
What's up,
reseller.
Roman? What's up? I'm a reseller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, to back up a little bit, you was talking about district and stuff. I have my own marketplace on district. It's called Hatify. It's nothing but hats on there. So, and that was the main reason I did that, so I could do live auctions on there and stuff like that. But now that you said that, I'm gonna send Ivan an email and find out if they, because the last I talked to Ivan at the end of the year, he said they hadn't implemented that yet. So, with the immediate payout, so I'm gonna email him and find out.
I heard him say
You
it,
know.
and I heard him say it in one of the Tuesday meetings, Chris. That
Oh, did you?
yeah, so it is a thing. So
Okay, cool, cool. If it is, I'll start doing it and to get that up there. It's just that I want to do my GPK breaks over there because there is a community on whatnot for that I can get it moved over there. But I was told that they're not going to do breaks on the cards, the Didbit cards. So if I do it, I'm going to have to create my own, and then here I am stepping on toes again. I don't want to do that.
I did see something. I was listing something on Commons last night, and I did see there is in the new listing uh, page or whatever that they have in district now. There's where you can make the listing private. So
Hmm.
say you had something you wanted to sell. The fees on district are cheaper than anywhere else. You could make a listing private between you and an individual, and if you want to do a transaction, like say you want to do something online or something, but you still want to keep it with some record of it and all that. That's a good opportunity.
So let me ask you: is that 1,000 listings sold live or 1,000 listings sold period over there?
I'm gonna be honest with
I'm
you.
not sure.
That's good.
To me, it didn't even sound like it was 1,000 so much as it was just the you have a solid, you have a solid history of good customer service and all of that. So I think the 1,000 number is just kind of an arbitrary number. Like if you do that many sales, and they really got a good snapshot of what kind of seller you are. So how you treat
I
your
don't
customers.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
think static sales are that big of a thing there. So I'm sure it's all live selling for the most part.
Okay, all right.
Because I don't think people are really selling items that they just list.
Yeah, I think it probably depends on the district. I think probably in some of the Lego districts and the things like that, there are probably, there's probably static listings that tend to sell a lot more. Like in so yeah, but I think a lot of them. Yeah, Leroy, shoot, bro.
Actually, I found it. Thank you, buddy.
Cool. Well, hey, Leroy, don't you guys have a marketplace on District, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How's your guys' doing?
we're not really. We haven't really been pushing it as much as we should. We're gonna get back into it. We got a lot going on. People having babies and moving into sheds, and people going away, and people doing flea markets and having band camp, and people being pastors. So we got a lot going on over there. But we're trying. We're trying.
Yeah, I know. Seems like Eric's trying to start doing some more stuff, so that's good. But I know he's doing his Friday night lives on Commons, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, what's the sourcing plan while you're out there? Are you gonna show him all your secrets, Archie? Take him to the places?
No, actually, we're going to hit up all the things that I rarely ever do, like the bins.
Yeah,
I mean, I do garage sales, but this is the time of year where the garage sales really start back up. Although the 2 weeks he's here, we're back in like the mid to high 50s and low 60s, whereas we were almost hitting 80 last weekend and the prior weekend. So yeah, he's kind of coming into a cold time. So I don't know how many garage sales are going to be there this weekend, but
And I brought the rain. The rain's like 3 days a year in Vegas, right? It came in last night and it started to rain. I said, boy, I'm being a jinx.
I would call you Rain Man, but that kind of sounds like a diss, so we won't go there. You
I
you
take him
you
to the guard
yeah.
count card.
You primarily do storage units. Is that what you said?
Yeah, storage units and garage sales. I mean,
Gotcha.
I'll every now and then. I mean, I pick up a lot of stuff just off Facebook Marketplace next door and things like that because I like to try to find when people are getting rid of a bulk of their stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think the garage sales. I mean, in my opinion, the garage sale are so great here. Like you really don't have to rely on the thrift stores all that much. I mean, like a lot of people go to the thrift stores, but if I had all and the only reason why Archie's been taking me to the thrift stores is because Like it's a novel thing for me. Like we don't have any Goodwills or any bins at all in my area, so it's kind of like a little, a nice little novel activity for me to do. Otherwise, he would probably be going into the thrifts at all because the garage sales are really great. I mean, and they, tons and tons of them. That's one of the reasons why, I love. I usually send home, 3, 4, 5 boxes of merchandise with me, besides filling up my 2 suitcases. And
Yeah.
but now this time, last time we started with the live selling, and we're going to do a number of them uh, as well this week and next week while I'm here. So hopefully I'll be able to, just move a lot of the stuff that I picked up and not have to just ship it right to them.
I know I'm going to have to turn off some notices on District because I'm getting like 400 notices a day now.
I had
Other,
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to turn the notices off because my phone was just it was going crazy. So they're doing a lot of work over there,
so only
Scott,
thing
no, Scott, real quick, Scott. No, I'm not asleep. Scott sent me a text, asked me if I was asleep.
he wasn't even supposed to be here, Scott. This is going to be the night we kicked him off of his own podcast. But
Yeah,
hey. So like I'm in Tennessee. Leroy's in South Carolina. Chris is in South Carolina via Georgia. So over like on the East Coast, like it's, there's older stuff here. It's, this part of the country has been established longer. Lots of antiques and stuff like that. What's like the scene in Vegas? I mean, is antiques a thing out in Vegas, or is it mostly like more modern kind of stuff, from mid-century up?
Well, it's actually across the board because here's the thing: Vegas is very transient. When
Ah,
I moved here, when I turned 21, and there was only like 800,000 people in this town, and that was in '95. This
dang.
has like 3.5 million people. So you get so many transients. So take the storage units, for instance. I don't see a lot of antiques and stuff. I really am seeing a lot more modern things and just like people's basically living room, bedroom, and things like that. Some collectibles, but then you got the older Vegas where unfortunately some of those people are starting to die out. And that's where you probably will see most of your like estate sales and you go and you can pick up stuff like that. But I'm telling you right now, they ain't cheap. I
Yeah.
mean, they're literally trying to get eBay prices for everything. And it's kind of annoying, but yeah, I mean, you figure there's, just a little over 2.5 million more people than when I first moved here. It really is a lot more modern stuff. Like even when you go to the Goodwills, it's all modern stuff. Like you rarely see anything that's vintage or antique.
Yeah,
your boys are picking on you, Archie.
yeah,
Did you
it's
see what
so
I
Scott
love you
said?
guys too.
Yeah,
Vegas is kind of like the new Florida. Like, I don't think most of the people who live in Florida even started in Florida.
I see.
They moved from New York or
Yeah,
something. So maybe Vegas is the new Florida. Yeah. So, hey,
yeah,
on just
possibly.
a totally unrelated thing, have you been to the Sphere? Have you been to any shows at the Sphere?
I have not
Well,
yet.
that's what we got to do. I thought about last time I was here, but we didn't have enough time to do it. Like I said, we really, even though I'm here like 14 days, it's amazing how much stuff that we do. And we're go nonstop. And I thought about just doing one totally non-related, activity, sightseeing type of thing. And I thought about the sphere, and it was just too late. And I'm glad you brought it up because I'm going to put it on the bucket list of things to do, and maybe we'll be able to get over there because I hear that's pretty awesome. I saw some YouTube videos, some coverage of some concerts and everything, and it's a pretty cool structure. I'd like to guys see it firsthand. So maybe we will. Glad you suggest. You reminded me.
Yeah, and there's a couple other things you got to do while you're out there. You got to go to that buffet from National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation, and then you got to go take that damn tour.
The damn tour.
The damn tour.
I always think you guys remember Tom Green, the Tom Green show
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
from back in when when he got kicked out because he just kept saying it's so damn loud in here.
Yeah. So I hope everybody got that reference. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Hoover Dam. Everybody.
No, Brad, we're just wondering why the preacher's cussing on the channel.
Nah, that would have been a fun part to play.
Uh,
As a matter of fact, if I ever go to the Hoover Dam, I may just like put on a shirt and pretend like I'm the tour guide, and just
there
repeat
you
that
go.
thing.
Right. But as far as buffets go, man, they're almost non-existent out here now. Ever since COVID, they
Oh
shut them
yeah,
down. Brought any back?
that
I mean,
kind of
there's a few.
happened here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a few. There was one Chinese place that we went, and I actually thought COVID provided an improvement because like after we went in there like midway through COVID, and they actually had like everybody had to wear like gloves and stuff for the buffet, and I'm like, why have we not been doing this the whole time? Because you're watching. If you ever watch people at a buffet, there's a certain level of deniability you just have to build into your own brain to eat at a buffet. So, uh, yeah,
Yep.
Chris, you got
Yeah,
questions for the boys?
no, I'm just sitting here listening tonight. Like I said, I'm kicked back listening tonight. I do have so I might have missed it. Are you either one of you guys going to the Nashville meetup?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I got my Nashville shirt on. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you noticed it. Yeah, I will be going. And
Oh, okay.
also, since you brought that up, I want to give some equal time for a third meetup that I'm going to be going to, since Grams is in the chat. And again, it's my
Yeah, go
job.
ahead.
I'm contractually obligated to mention all of these meetups as much as I can. So now I'll be here in Vegas until the 17th, and then I fly back home. I'll be home like for maybe about 5 days, and I'm flying back, getting back on a plane, going to Omaha for the Planes to Profit meetup, and that's going to be a pretty cool one as well. I'm really looking forward to that, and that is hosted by Teresa and Corey and Alicia the Ink Picker, and it's going to be a great time. 2 day event. They're going to have a thrift bus with a stripper pole, and 50 resellers are going to get on the bus. And we're going to go all around town and check out the different thrift stores and uh, and and what have you. And it's going to be like a lot of fun. And I missed it last year, but I saw some coverage of it, and it really looked like everyone had a great time. So that's coming up at the end, I think the 26th, 27th to 27th, 28th of March. Unfortunately, the tickets have been sold out. Corey wanted to limit the attendance to like 50, 60 people so that everyone who came, that wanted to, were able to go on that bus, that party bus that we're going to go on. And then I go back home, and I'll be home. I'll be home for like another 3 weeks, and then I'll be flying out to Nashville for Ray's meetup, Nashville reseller meetup, and that's April 20th. I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's that third week in April, April 26th, 27th, and that's going to be another great time. I'm looking forward to all. I'm here at the first one. Well, it hasn't occurred yet, but I'm looking forward to that, and I'm equally happy to look forward to Planes of Profit and to the Nashville meetup. They all have different personalities and different things, to be done. And looking really forward to the Nashville one because it's going to be like a reunion with all of my buddies that I met and fell in love with at the 127 in Crossville last year. Alex, the Beard King Picker, is going to be my host. I'm staying with him, and he's actually him in the locker room are co-sponsoring the Nashville meetup, and that meetup is not closed out. I mean, there are still tickets for Boss, by the way. So if you're in the area, if you want to come out here, I really recommend it. The Planes to Profit, as I said, has no more tickets available, but the Nashville meetup is free. And I think at this point, at the last count, there were like about 100, 125 people who are going to descend on Nashville for that weekend and all get together and have a good time. If you are interested in coming to the Nashville meetup, As I said, it is free, but uh, Ray asks that you register. You go on the Facebook page and register that you're going to come, just so this way he has an accurate head count of how many people are going to be there because he's going to put together, um, swag bags and everything. We'll make sure we have enough swag bags for everyone who comes, and there's enough space for that meetup, and that's going to be a blast. Also, I mean, that's a lot of good activities scheduled there. Really a lot of different opportunities to really experience that good home cooked Nashville cooking. We're meeting in like 4 or 5 different places, to eat, and then we're also going to go to the bins. We're gonna drive around. We're gonna spend the night down on downtown Nashville. The Locker Room Boys are sponsoring a game night at the I don't remember the name. Alex will help me out. The game exchange or something. It's a place where they have all these vintage video games, and they're all free. You don't even have to pay for them. So we're gonna meet there. Like fun stuff like that. And then one of the high
Do you have
points
to pay to get in the
again.
building?
No, that's totally free. That game exchange.
Oh wow.
Alex, give me what the name of that place is, so that the people will know it. I'm forgetting it offhand, but yeah, it's everything is free. I mean, you have to, of course, get yourself there and put yourself up and whatever, and all of the meals is all a la carte. You pay for yourself, but there's no charge for any of the activities. Joe and Nicole from I Flipped Out are going to host. I don't know if any of you've caught their show. They do that reseller roundup where it's a game show. It's a riot. A game show that's mimics Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and all of that. And they ask and they get people in the reselling world to come and be contestants, and they ask them all reselling questions. So they're going to have a live version of that at the meetup as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then to wrap it all up, which I understand has been really one of the most, if not the most, favorite, well received activities of all. Ray invites us all to come to church services at his church on Sunday, and that's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So come to I'm the meetup guy, so I'm very super enthusiastic about all the meetups and all, and I do go to all of them. And I don't expect everyone to go to all of them or even any of them, but if you can possibly, if one is close enough to your area, that you can come by and just drop by and say hello, and meet all of the YouTubers that you've been watching on YouTube TV for so long, or all the other resellers that you've kind of communicated with in the chats and everything. It's really great to get together and finally put a face to a name, and meet in person someone that you've gotten to know really well without ever meeting them, just through the chats and just through staying in communication. It's all about community, basically. If I can
Yeah.
sum up, the meetups in one word, is community, because it's like you get some educational content in one, and you get some fun, a thrift bus and another one, and you get to go to a church service in another one. But the common denominator is that we're all getting together, meeting each other, and supporting each other in our great reseller community that I really highly advocate. I just love it. I mean, when I first found out that there was a world outside my basement where I did my eBay listings, I was like really happy, because it's kind of a lonely existence. When you're home just listing, it's great. I love it, but there's got to be more to it than that. So just by stepping out, and I always say, look, if you can't get to a meetup, across the country, set up a meetup in your backyard. I mean, I'm in the process of setting up a, me- uh, a local reseller group. eBay. If you go on the eBay site, if you sell on eBay, and you go on to it's sellerevents.ebay.com, you can set up a local chapter, and you can do as much or as little with it as you can. You can just set up a weekly or a monthly Zoom call where you just chat and you just exchange ideas, or you can maybe have something established where you can get together on a Tuesday afternoon and have lunch with a few other people, or if you want to just get together and go sourcing, go to garage sales with each other, because that's a lot of fun. I love the garage sales, and I know I'm on my high horse platform here, so I realize I've been talking a little, but I'll just wrap it up with this last point. In that, I love the garage sales. I really do. I did them all by myself for years. And it was a lot of fun. But then once I came to these meetups, or once I got friendly with friends, local friends, like-minded people, and went to garage sales with them, it really enhanced the experience much more. It's not competitive; it's supportive. Although we're all doing the same thing, we're all looking to help each other out, not really cut each other's throat at all. It definitely benefits. You know, any way you can communicate and get involved with at least one other reseller is only going to bring up your game, and you'll
Cool.
benefit from it.
Yeah. All right. I got one more question for you, Mike. So this is your first
Right?
official meetup since you started your channel, correct?
Correct.
So
Now I've been coming to Boss every year,
yeah,
open, but this is my first
this is the
in
first
my
one since you started your YouTube channel that you're going to be attending. So you got
correct.
the camera gear and all that ready. You're going to document. You got the big stuff planned. What you got in mind?
Yeah. I'm doing it. I was a little apprehensive about how it was going to shake out because, like, when I first started, I started my channel in December, right? And I didn't know nothing about YouTube except that I was a receiver of all the great content. I've watched literally thousands of hours of all you guys and everybody, so I kind of got an idea of what it's all about from a consumer's point of view. But I knew nothing about creating YouTube content. Although as I got close to all the other other resellers, like when I went, I was invited. Archie had invited me to stay with the locker room guys at Crossville, last August, and I didn't know any of these guys at all, and they just took me, like they knew me forever, and that's just really how it is. And the point I'm making is every one of them were YouTube content providers, so they're talking about editing and this and that and engagement. So I was kind of learning a little bit about it, but without actually ever doing it. So I had a little bit of a leg up. I was comfortable with the idea that if I didn't know something, I look 2 feet to the left or to the right, and there's someone who's going to help me out. So when I established my channel, I went and I bought a GoPro. I said, okay, I'm going to be official, and I'm going to strap the GoPro on and be like Kevin or whoever uses the GoPro. And I got it on eBay. I bought like an older version for like $50 just to get me started. And there was no manual. So it's like this little GoPro, for those you don't know, is a little cube, little box the size of like an ice cube. And it does like a million wonderful things, but I didn't know how to do it. So I downloaded off of Google that's the little bit extended version, right? But I downloaded off of Google an operator's manual. And this damn thing was like 165 pages. So I started reading through it, and I says, you know what? If I really start trying to master the GoPro, I'm going to be past the Nashville meetup before I even get a handle on it. So I said, you know what, you can use your phone. So my first video, I I put it in record mode, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just went, cold, no editing because I didn't want to do editing. I didn't, editing. It seems like it's a complicated thing. Although I learned a little bit about editing today, it's not too bad. And I just did my first introduction video. Why is starting a meetup channel, and I recorded it. No cuts. I just whatever I spoke from the heart. I just told my story, and it wasn't the most polished thing in the world. It's a lot of ums and ahs and whatever, but I didn't stop it. I just went through. It was like a 35, 40-minute video, and it was cool. It was all right. And then my second video, at that point, I decided to take on Mary McCrane as my co-host. And what a stellar move that was on my part. She really enhances the channel so much. She really is such a big help. So I learned to, so I just did a trial version of StreamYard, and basically, that they explain it all for you. I mean, you just press the buttons, and you invite your guests, you send them a link, and next thing you know, I'm doing a one-on-one with Mary, and that second one went great as well. Now, the plan for my channel was that it was going to be a meetup channel, and uh, each I was going to approach each individual meetup in three aspects. The first aspect would be before the event, where I would, invite the hosts, the organizers of each event, and have a little interview and kind of like pump up the meetup and for help sales and whatever, and explain to people what the meetups are all about. So what I did was I then systematically invited Corey and Teresa and Alicia on one, and we talked about the planes to profit, and I had Vicky and Katie on to interview them for the boss, and I invited Ray onto the channel, and Mary and I interviewed, all of these people, and even the locker room guys, we had them on for a nice live. That was fun because they're sponsors of the national meetup, and so that was the second. So that was the first aspect of each meetup. Before the meetup, interview the people. Then the second part, which I thought was going to be a little tricky, was now once I'm at the meetup, I'm going to be the man on the street interviewing all of the speakers and all the attendees. And when we go on that party bus, film that. And when we go down Fremont Street for our Fremont Street crawl this Wednesday night coming up for the boss meetup, and when we're hanging out at the game room in Nashville or walking down Broadway and filming all the sites. In other words, the purpose of the channel is to like capture the event on screen so that people can see what it's all about, what they missed. Archie made a good point. He says, Mike, when you do this channel, in addition to being informative about people who might want to come, for the people who missed it, you've given them a good service of satisfying their FOMO, because they can go and see what they missed, and even if they weren't there. I mean, look, we're in a virtual world here. I mean, we all live through the screen, even if we're not don't actually get to experience the events firsthand. We can get a recollection of them all. So but the challenge at that point, now that to answer you, I finally got to your question. It's just took a little while, but back to like, all right, now that I'm at the meetup, what am I going to do? Am I going to film it? And I says, okay, yeah, I'm going to have to, because this is a important part of my process, and a lot more difficult because like doing the interviews in the comfort of my home and just putting everyone on StreamYard, that's pretty effortless. But this was going to be a little more complicated. So I had this GoPro. To be honest, I brought it with me. I haven't touched that manual yet. I shouldn't have even brought it, because what I found is that just like I was able to use my phone for that my original introduction video, my first video, I can do the filming on my phone and do little videos. So what I've been doing since I from yesterday morning when I was at Kennedy Airport at the terminal, I started filming. Okay, getting ready like everyone else does on the blogs, right? You're going to do a little day in the life kind of depiction of the experience. So what I've been doing is just capturing different things that I've done since we've been here. Like we're in the Goodwill bins. I took pictures of the bins. We're at Salvation Army. I took pictures of Salvation Army, not knowing what I was going to do with all this stuff. But I was just collecting raw footage. But I knew I had my ace in the hole, my man Archie here, to like help me out, and he just showed me this one software editing program, and I just loaded it on my phone, and it's simple, right? In shot, and we, I did like a little impromptu, you know, uh, candid, little quick clip about me and Archie and here in his house here with his dogs barking and everything, and just saying, "Hey, I'm here with my friend Archie," and blah blah blah, yada yada. And he says, "Well, we're going to make this into a Instagram story." Now, for those of you who know me, know that I am really like Facebook and Instagram illiterate. I have no idea how any of that stuff works. Fortunately, by the grace of God and Mary McQueen, doing all my Facebook and Instagram work, she's been putting all that stuff up and getting, which is an important part of any channel that's informative, right? Keeping it up to date. So Mary's doing all of that. So Archie was able to like make my first. I don't even know what an Instagram story is, to be honest with you. But Archie created my first one for me and put it up today. And we have actually advertised this show and everything. So it all comes together. The point is, uh, you really can't sweat what you don't know when you have a community as great as we have, and friends who are more than willing to help you out. So now I know that I'll be able to put together through Archie's help and that editing software that I was kind of afraid to even, initially approach. But I really don't still know how it works. What Archie's doing, he's going to teach me. So we're going to put together a couple of nice vlogs, maybe 2 or 3, while I'm here in Vegas, of my experience here in Vegas, and we're also going to do a live, because what I feel one of the best, if not the best, uh, aspects of a YouTube channel or a YouTube show is the lives, because like we're on a live now, and I love it because you're interactive. All of the people that are watching you in real time and chatting with you and talking and asking questions, whatever. So we're going to do a live from the Boss Remix, and I'm going to do a live from Plains to Profit, and also a live from the Nashville meetup as well. And it'll all come together. I'm confident that it's going to be, like I said, again, I'm not looking to be polished, to be professional. I always says I'm not looking to create a big channel. I don't want to get monetized. I don't care about that, subscriptions, and that's not my intention. My intention is just giving back to the community what I've gotten from them, just that love and communication and enjoyment of our craft of reselling. So you're going to do that, and then just to round out what the 3-step approach towards all to each meetup is. I will then, once I get home after every event, I'll do like a little wrap up, and I can do that at home, and take a picture of all of the stuff that I got. Like the last meetup I was at was in ADH Dave's storage container. I went down there for a weekend. I was there like 3 or 4 days just for his storage container garage sale, and it turns out that the A1A highway sale was there at the same time. So I was there with like 3 or 4 days only, and I ended up bringing like 5 boxes of stuff. I'm not bringing home, but shipping through UPS 5 boxes of merchandise, that I was able to start listing. So like in my wrap up video, I'll take a picture of the UPS guy coming in. Okay, here's your stuff from Vegas. Here's your stuff from Nashville, whatever. So, and that's basically how I'm going to run the channel. And every time there's a meetup, I'll do the same thing: the interview, the carrying the mic during the event, then the final effects.
Mike, let me just say, you're lucky you have read the chat in the last like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I
Dude,
can't
what
read.
It's got a
Oh,
life of
your
its
guys-
own.
Hey, I have
Of
a
course it's
question for Archie. I have a question for Archie. I don't mean to get off topic, but I want to ask this before I forget it, because I done forgot it twice. Back earlier when we started, you said you quit doing YouTube content. My question is, when you stopped doing YouTube content, did you notice your eBay business increase?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
And the reverse is true too.
Yeah. No, like he said, the reverse is true too. I mean, if you decide to concentrate on YouTube, then obviously I saw YouTube increase, but I mean that's not what it's all about. I mean, I'm a reseller,
Right.
not a YouTuber.
right.
But absolutely, the problem is I got so stressed, and I always want to try to do the best I can, which I know all of us do, but it gets to the point where I literally stress myself out to where as soon as I'm done, I literally just have to either just lay down and sleep for a while, or I'm just exhausted
You're
because
perfectionist.
mentally, just mentally,
Yeah.
it messes with me. So I I don't know. It doesn't mean that I won't come back to it one day, because I probably will, but I just don't know what kind of
Well, it's hard to
content
do.
is really for me.
I find that it's kind of hard to do content anymore, because I just if I get a what sold video in a week, maybe 2 a week, I'm good. Other than this show right here, because every content you put out, somebody's already done it, and you're just like,
Yeah, that's a good
there's
point.
nothing new. You're just beating a bush. And Brad's shaking his head at me. Brad, this coming from the guy who don't
No,
even make
I
videos.
am. I am laughing. I'm laughing at the chat. It's got a life of its own.
Oh. Oh yeah, they entertaining themselves over there. They keep it up. But yeah, I just thought,
I don't know.
I heard a lot of people. I've heard the comment made: the most successful eBay sellers do not have YouTube channels. And
Yeah,
I, I
I agree.
look at I look at Tekken Sports. We was talking about Tekken Sports. He was the number one eBay seller for years in that clothing category for like 15 years or something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but he didn't start his YouTube channel until after he made it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I
he
think
spent,
he didn't even start his YouTube channel after the whole him and Daily Refinement kind of split. I think, right? I
yeah,
could be wrong about
right,
that.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Well,
so because
when he
they
started
did a
making his
podcast together.
Art, what Archie?
when he started making his channel is when he started talking about retirement.
Tiring, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
what I was saying.
you can't do it at the level he did it at and have any other allegiances. It's like that's what
Right.
you do. Yeah, and he's a
Yep.
beast. Hands off. If you want to know what real reselling is, go watch another channel because he's got it nailed down.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
his stuff is. I learn every time I turn his channel on and watch something. It's just and he ain't about all the flashy stuff and all that. He just sits and talks and tells you what he done to make it. And what he's still doing. Because he's on a completely different level than any of us is. And it just and somebody's made that comment. The most successful resellers don't have YouTube channels, and that brings me back to him that he did all because he talks about how there were nights that he only get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. You know, I mean, he's sourcing 200 items a day and then listing 200 items a day during that time. I mean, good Lord. I mean, how do you even get 2 or 3 hours of sleep?
Yeah, you
You
know
know?
what though, Chris? You know what though? I'll guarantee
Yeah.
you, I've sold more Playmobil than that man has. That's the truth.
Oh, yeah. I bet you have too. I bet
He
you
can't.
sold more
He
clothing than you have too.
yeah, yeah, probably in one. Oh, in one day, he's probably outsold every piece of clothing I've ever sold.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, you can learn a
but you
lot
know what?
from.
Getting back to just,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, just kind of getting back to, I've been reselling now full time for like the last almost 5 years now. Basically, when a lot of people started, with the whole pandemic. So watching videos back then was very important, especially to learning. But now for me, it's really hard for me to watch videos now. I like the live because for me, it's like you guys are my coworkers. I don't get a lot of interaction with people until I can go into the lives and then be in the chat because of course when Roman's in there, you're gonna have a fun time. But that's kind of my escape from just taking a break
Yeah.
and just kind of interacting with the community. So the community right now is more important to me and the lives. That's really what I care to watch nowadays myself. Because like you said, Chris, you've already kind of seen everything and you can't make any more videos that somebody else hasn't already put out 500 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I just recently last year, at the end of last year, finally got monetized on my channel, and then when I got monetized, I'm just like, what am I going to do now? What kind of videos am I going to make? So, I'm having to put a couple together a week. Where I was doing almost one every day, and it's you can't just keep putting the same thing out. But I did learn from Wolfman Goodies about videos. That man is probably the most consistent person about putting out a what sold video every single day. And I love that because I'm just like, well, there it is. All you got to do is just put out a what sold video. Whenever you sell something, just put a what sold. You ain't got to have a topic. You ain't got to have a big long video or anything like that. I mean, honestly, I don't know how Kevin comes up with the topics he does. I mean, I really don't because it's just like it's something new every single time you see a video from him. Now, if you go back 3 years ago, you might see the same video, but I
There
mean,
is there is a pattern though if you pay attention.
is there a pattern?
There's a pattern if you pay attention. I'm not going to
I,
give away the secret, so
I
you just have
must
to
not
watch
pay.
report
I
back.
must not pay attention. I used to watch a whole lot of resellers. I did. I used to spend a whole lot of time. I did it so much. My wife she hates it when I turn YouTube on at the house now because she knows what I'm getting ready to watch. So I don't watch it at the house. I watch it out here at the barn when I'm working or whatever. But there's only a couple now that I watch. I don't watch a whole bunch anymore like I used to. There's only maybe a handful of the ones I watch, and the ones I do watch, I do learn something. Now, if I want to laugh and cut up, there's one that I want to. If I want to get a good laugh, I'll watch them. And I'll tell you, it's Grams and Pops. If you guys ever watch them, man, you get a good cut up. want to get good laughs, watch them too, man. But I
My,
like Chad. I like Chad's in the morning.
my
Well, I'm sorry.
videos I watch, I don't even know that so much I watch them as I pack with them. That's
Right.
what they are, you know. Corey and Teresa's good about that. Chad's Wolfman's good about that. It's good to pack with. Kevin's consistent, so he's good to pack with. Dave
Yep.
usually has a video out or something. That's something to pack with. Everybody that has stuff to pack with, you know. You
Well,
waving
I've
bye,
told
Leroy? You waving bye or hi to someone in the chat? I've been watching you this whole time, Leroy. I've been watching you this whole time, and you've been like working with that new toy the whole time until you went and got you something to eat.
Hey, look, real quick. I want to do this for Corey and Teresa also. If anybody's got a TikTok channel, look up Grams and Pops Vintage on TikTok. Teresa, you might want to type your channel in
I
there.
got it.
Them
I'm
got,
gonna drop it.
they got a TikTok channel, guys. But yeah, Corey, she
their
says,
daughter's doing a great job.
what's that?
Their daughter's doing a great job too. You
Yes.
see her on their channel, like interviewing them. She does awesome.
Yep, it is. It is.
I'll tell you the thing I appreciate about Corey and Teresa's channel is they're not just regurgitating every other talking point from every other video. They're putting their honest perspective on it, and I feel like they got one of the most even-handed takes in all of reselling. So I appreciate it.
I'm gonna be honest. I wish just one video, Teresa. And you tell Corey I said this. Just one video. Just do one video and ask Corey not to edit it and put it out without editing. I
Well,
would love. I
Are we,
think I would love to see that.
are we doing the Kiss Butt Awards?
Leroy,
Oh my God, I love them. I love this one. I love the guys. Come on,
The love fest, man.
enough already.
we're doing a love
They
fest.
know that we respect them and we honor them. You don't have to kiss their butts.
Well, let me say this then. The greatest channel that none of us ever get to watch anymore is Leroy Blood, Sweat, and Sale. If you're on YouTube, go check out Leroy Blood, Sweat, and Sale.
Don't
When
do
you can
that.
start making more videos.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
he don't. Yeah, start watching him so he can start making videos again because he
Don't
don't
do
even make
that.
videos no more. He
Don't
done went
do
lazy on us. Leroy, you do need to put a video about how you pack chainsaws.
Don't do that either.
No,
I got this guy.
you need.
Oh, can I tell a story?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna rant. Let me finish this one listing. I'm gonna rant real quick. You know, here's the thing. We do resell. We love it. We list a quarter of what we have because we don't list everything we have. If you guys do, then bless you. I buy 100 items or 50 items in a day, and I'll list 15. Okay, and sometimes you'll get that one clown that like you listed 3 of them, and you'll be like, "Hey, I got more of those just in case you're interested. I haven't listed them yet, but if you're interested, I'll be more than happy to give it let you have first dibs on it." And you know, this is through eBay, and you'll go back and forth, and then they're like, "Oh well, how much for all of it?" And you're trying to explain to them, "Listen, it's easier for me to list it and sell it piece by piece than it is for me to take 45 pictures for you. Now you're gonna eliminate this one, eliminate that one. You want this one. I've been texting with this guy all day about these chainsaws, and I want to strangle him. And I got to the point where I said, "Listen, buddy, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. I had a late night last night. I'm exhausted. I'm going to take a nap." Like, where do these people think that they're entitled? Like, they don't realize it's a lot harder for us to sit there and try to make a 6-item, 15-item deal than it is to just list it on eBay and say, "I'll make more money if I put them on eBay and sell them by one." I'm
Who
done.
thinks Leroy would blow up on TikTok with just a Leroy rant channel?
That's exactly what he needs to do.
It would blow up.
Yeah, yeah. Leroy, you just need to get on TikTok, man, and just start making little short videos, man. It
Well,
takes it's a whole lot easier than YouTube.
Archie, what is your thought? And Mike, what is your guys' thought about like when these guys want you to make a Pacific lot for them and or take something out of a lot? Like they don't realize. Like, what's your guys'
Okay.
thought on that?
Well, I won't break up a lot, and
Never.
I'll explain it to him by saying that, like, I spent a considerable amount of time on this lot. Now you're asking me to sell you one portion, a quarter of that, and I'm going to take a loss, and then, now I have to go through the whole process of making another lot, and now the lot isn't as good as it was originally. I have less of a chance selling it. So, and I try to explain to the buyer politely that this just doesn't make good business sense for me. No offense to you, but just doesn't make sense, and it's not worth it. I'll try to work with you on price if you want to take the whole lot, fine, but I'm not gonna split it up. Now, if I have excess stuff, I have additional stuff that I haven't listed yet. I'll make an offer to the buyer. I say, look, I'll put, I'll just explain to you by message what I have before I do a listing or whatever, and give you an idea and what the price is. And I'm just going to and if it's interested to you, if it has interest to you, then I'm going to put up a lot. And what I even do is I use a person's name, Joey's Lot. Guys interested in something, 3 or 4 items. I make a listing, Joey's Lot, 2 pictures, very limited item specifics, just with the price. It's just for that guy. I put a listing together in 5 minutes, so I don't spend too much time in it. And if the guy ends up crapping out and ghosting me, I haven't put too much time into it. But I give the buyer the consideration that if he is serious, I'm going to make him a good deal. I'm going to make him a good offer. I'm going to take the opportunity to clearing out some of my inventory I haven't listed yet in this one little lot that's geared for him. It's got his name on it. Joey's Lot. Come and get it. And if Joey wants to buy it, if anyone else wants to buy it, but it's really not a fully developed listing. Like I said, it's just for him because I had been conversing with him, communicating before the fact. So if it's something that is agreeable to him, he's going to see his name on that listing, and then he'll buy it, and that's it, and it's done. I don't really go much further than that. I mean, I find that it's the law of diminishing returns with these people. Like when someone starts asking you a lot of questions about something, I'll answer them first round. But once they start asking more questions, inevitably, invariably, what's going to happen? There's going to be more and more questions. So I cut it. I cut it pretty quickly. I'm considerate. I give a reasonable person a reasonable amount of responses to their questions. And then once I see it's getting a little overboard, I just cut my losses, whatever. But I really just don't accommodate their questions because I've learned from experience. It's not going to be, it's not going to work out. You're not going to make that sale. You make the sale, it's going to be, call back. It's going to be return. It's going to be a complaint. It's going to be a negative feedback. So you kind of like have to learn how to like feel out the buyers. I don't want to be rude to people. I'm always polite. No one can come off saying, "Well, this guy was, a bastard the way he treated me. I always treat him good." But I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to go overboard. It's not going to work out.
Teresa said she allows one question per $10 price item. I
That,
like
that
that.
makes sense. That's a very good rule of thumb.
So we're at an hour and 15 in almost. We'll get out here in just a second. But my favorite thing from the last few days is watching my wife last night. We got like one of those like 50% offers on some of the Playmobil or something, and so my wife sent back some counter offers. And to watch her get frustrated at the counter to her counter was just priceless.
Now, have you guys ever done you only take off $1
Yeah,
because you're so
Yes.
frustrated?
I've gone back up
I
before.
take
I've
off.
gone back up too.
I'm taking off 1 cent, man. 1 cent. Yeah.
I
too.
pulled it down for the night and said it's not available.
No, I don't get in my feelings about it. I'll typically like whatever offer I sent back. Whenever they send me an offer, the offer I send back pretty much is my offer. Now, if they're like really close with a counter, I'll go. But if they send back like another lowball offer, I'll just send them back the same offer I sent the first time. And if they send me a counter offer on that, I just decline it. And then they always come back with another offer. So there's that.
Well, there
You're-
is that little button. There is that little button that you can turn on that says "Don't allow counter offers" when you send the offer out
Yeah,
on certain items. On
I like.
certain items, I turn that thing off to where they can't counter it.
Let's just keep the conversation going. You got a super chat there. Chris.
Oh,
Yeah, Red Roach.
Here we go.
You know what?
I'm gonna do this one for Leroy. You ready? Here we go.
I don't care what anybody says. That's two turtles making love.
It
Whatever
is.
one's
this
hilarious.
tells you guys, whatever
Oh.
God tells you guys is false. That is two. I've owned tortoises. That is two tortoises getting it on.
Mm. Oh, look here.
Here we go. Here you go, Chad.
Yeah. Why do we have sex animal noises?
They're just
What?
they're God's creatures too, Leroy. And the reason we have it is because you're the one that mentioned it. You're the one that
I
brought it
was.
up. Remember?
How come you didn't do the wolf for Wolfman?
$10 you get two.
Something's wrong with my end because I didn't even see it. That's crazy.
Good.
I ain't been able to see. I didn't even get to see the opening. My screen was just completely black. That's
Yeah,
why I
who
asked if
cares?
y'all saw it.
I wish I didn't see you today. I mean, so it doesn't much matter.
Well, hey, I want Leroy. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put you on blast. Everyone, Leroy called me the other day to check on me to make sure I was okay with the fires that was in our area, and I greatly appreciated that.
Can I give the real story now, guys?
They're
The real story is I wanted to make sure Chris was okay because if he wasn't, I was going to go raid his shed and take all his stuff. I couldn't care less about the fires. I didn't care about the fires. I just wanted to know if the guy was alive. If he wasn't, I was going to go take his stuff. That's all it was.
I didn't even know there were fires in Georgia. This is the first I've heard of it.
Oh yeah, well, what was it, South Carolina? Yeah, right behind our house, man. The mountain caught fire. It was pretty bad. They evacuated over 200 homes, and the church
Hey,
across the street.
and
We
then we
set up a
said,
thing.
"Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run! Devils in the house, of rising sun." You know who sings that, Chris? You know who sings that?
Yes, Charlie Daniels Band.
Okay, all right. So you get a pass for
That's
today.
called "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Inside joke, Archie. Inside joke, Mike. So we don't have time to explain that. Anyway. What do you guys got going on as we get ready to close out here? You got anything that people need to know about Archie? Like any auctions coming up, anything like that you want to invite people to?
Yeah, just tomorrow, Dibbed It Threads. Mike and I are going to go back and I'm going to go first, and he's going to go second. And it's 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific for me, and then 5 Pacific and 8. I have to do the math, sorry, and 8 Eastern. So on Dibbed It Threads, and we have some really good stuff.
Yeah,
So
Nice.
good stuff today.
Over on Dibbed It Threads, everybody. Go check that out tomorrow night on District. Check that out. Leroy, you got anything, my man?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
All right.
What you got,
another
Leroy?
rant.
I have a bunch of tools that I'm buying. I mean that I am listing right now, some Snap-on stuff, and I appreciate Mike and forgot his name already.
Archie.
Archie, and I appreciate you.
I like how
guys. I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Sorry I was a little quiet today. I'm just trying to focus a little bit, and once I went away, came back, I realized I need to take it a little more serious. So I apologize, but thank you guys very much. You guys be safe in Vegas. Have a lot of fun, and we hope to have you on the show again soon.
Love to be back. Thank you.
My name's Brad. I got nothing going on except eBay and Macari and whatnot, Poshmark, and some stuff on District. So I'm gonna toss it to Chris. It's your show, Chris.
So,
We are relinquishing control back to you for your own show now. So
all right,
it's
I
yours.
appreciate it. So I know some people in the chat asking about my whatnot. So my whatnot is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If anyone's interested, that show is already up. All the hats are in the show. You can pre-bid. $3 starts on all the hats. There's a few just got a dollar start on there. So we're doing that at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hey, if you click that link in the description, if you've not signed up for whatnot, you can get $15 credit. There's 5 hats right there you can get. But that's pretty much what I got going on. Let's see, day is tomorrow's Friday, so then we're going to do the weekend, and then we'll be back again next Thursday. But I just want to thank the guys for coming on, man. Appreciate you guys being here uh, to cover my slack of not supposed to be here, but things happen. But
You all right in there?
hey, yeah, everyone. Hey, I hope y'all have enjoyed this. We've had a good time. I've had a good time. Mike's gave us a lot of good information. Nashville, guys, come see us in Nashville and the other places he's mentioned. We will see you guys next week.